programs, I build in 4 factors, and these are very important factors for you and for your organization to know about. The first factor is the basis that people are indeed just people. We don't call them irate customers, we don't call them ugly, we don't call them any of those things, because those are just labels that we put there. And again, we are the ones who put them there. Once again, people are just people. The second factor is that everyone needs and has resources. The problem is that the resources that we draw upon are not necessarily the ones that are most needed in terms of how we need to satisfy and delight our clients, and ultimately our bottom line profitability is based on their wanting to come back. In one of my programs, Service Satisfaction and Retention, in particular we talk about how service is what we do for our customers, satisfaction is what they thought of it, and retention is, are they willing to pay to have to come back and do that again sometime? The third factor is that every single outcome in the world is based on 2 factors. The first is the perception, and the second is the reality. Just as an example of that, let me ask you a question. 2 people have an opportunity to discuss an issue. How many opportunities are there for people to be right or wrong? One of the suggestions might be there's 1 or 2 ways. One person is right, the other person is wrong. Someone else might come and say, well, no, there's more than that. They may be partially right or partially wrong, so there are ultimate ways of looking at that. Now, here's my real question for you. Based on perception and reality, if you only had one of those answers, then you don't have the complete picture. Now, what happens then when we're talking with our high-valued clients and they look at it from one perspective and we look at it from another perspective? What happens then? We need to get the big picture. The third piece of information, which is very important, is the idea that every single piece of communication has a direction. What that means is if we're going in one direction and we need to change to go in another direction, we have to stop, because otherwise we're trying to shift and it doesn't work. The key to what we're talking about today, and in every one of my professional programs I build this in, is the idea that communication has a direction. If we're moving in the direction that we choose to and want to, then keep on going. Otherwise, let's change direction. So here's what we have. We have people are just people. We have everyone has and needs resources. Outcomes are based on reality and perception, and communication has a direction.
And employee negativity are chronic problems that are plaguing businesses more than ever in the 1990s. And increasingly, more and more companies are turning to professionals to help them to turn a negative environment into a positive one. Joining us now is Paul Litwack. You're the originator of the seminar designed to nix negativity.
That's right.
A bit of a mouthful. Thanks for joining us. First of all, what can negativity